So in today's video, I'm going to go over how to hoop a hat properly, but this video is specifically made for beginners. So this is for people that have never hooped a hat in their life or that just got an embroidery machine. I have two Smarstitch machines behind me. I think this type of hat hoop is kind of universal, especially if you have a Tajima. They use the same hoops. So it's pretty much learning how to hoop a hat like a 5-year-old. Your hat hoop should look something like this. Smarstitch machines, they ship the hat hoop with the bracket facing this way. So if that's the case with yours, just unscrew these two and flip it around and then screw them back in. So it should look something like this. You're gonna notice there's 3 brackets, 1, 2, and 3 right here. And to release the hat hoop, you push these and then you pull out. And then to load your hat hoop, you just simply put it in. And we're gonna do that in a second. So looking at the back side of your hoop, this arm right here helps you center your hat whenever you're latching it. Back here you have your brackets. So these help secure to a table. You're gonna notice there's a flap here, and you will never use this, so don't worry about it. But just so you know what it does, this piece right here can actually turn left or right. There's absolutely no reason why you want to do that, but I'll show you real quick what it does. So you just loosen these 2 screws on the inside, and then you can turn it left or right. So again, there's absolutely no reason why you want to do this. So never touch this because you'll never use it. All right, so now we're gonna actually get to the loading of the hat. So this is your bracket. It has a latch back here. So this is the part that actually locks your hat and secures it. You're gonna notice there are some teeth on here, and these are really important, and I'll tell you why in a second. Inside this latch, you're gonna notice there's a small screw. So that screw you generally won't touch, but there are hats that are wider, or if for whatever reason your latch won't secure your hat and it just pops off, that's the screw you want to loosen up and then move up or down, or this latch in or out, just so you can adjust your hat hoop and you can secure it. So that's a really important piece to know right here, because there are hats that are actually wider and you will need to adjust this hoop so that you can secure it. So first up, this piece always goes down. This piece always goes up. You're gonna notice there's a line right here, and that line is what helps you center your hat as well. So all you gotta do is load it this way, and you're gonna fill these 3 clips. 1 clip, 2 clip, clip at the bottom. You're gonna push in, and you're gonna feel it click. And then just to make sure that everything clicked, you can lightly push, and you're gonna feel the stiffness of it. If for whatever reason it starts giving way, that means it's not secure. So see, like this one right here is loose. Next up, grab your piece of tearaway stabilizer. Hats, always use tearaway stabilizer. Do not use cutaway on hats. There's absolutely no reason for cutaway on a hat. Hats don't have any stretch in them, so they don't need any cutaway on these. You will always use tearaway stabilizer, whether it's 3 ounce, 2 ounce, 1 ounce, they'll always need tearaway stabilizer. A rule of thumb that I go by is, so for example, these structured hats, they have structure on the front. So I always use 1 ounce stabilizer on these because they already have structure to them. Now, if it's a dad hat, like these, I tend to use 3 ounce stabilizer or 2 ounce stabilizers. A thicker stabilizer will help stabilize this hat and give it structure. So when you're embroidering, it'll reduce the risk of any wrinkles in here. So again, we're gonna go back to our hoop. You're gonna just place the piece of stabilizer right here. So it's gonna be between this plate and the frame right here. So you should be able to see this. So don't put it up here, put it right here. So you're gonna see this right here. These 2 holes should be visible. And you're just gonna lightly leave it on there. Now we're gonna grab our hat, and on the inside, there's a sweatband. Always take the sweatband out. And most blank hats will have a piece of cardboard here. Always take the cardboard out. You don't want to embroider on cardboard. You're going to ruin your hat. I've actually done it a few times. Sometimes I just forget to take it out. But always get in the habit of taking the cardboard out and pulling your sweatband out, just like this. So you're going to see a fold right here. if you don't pull out the sweatband, you're gonna embroider the design onto the hat and it looks really ugly. And customers will notice that. So always pull your sweatband out. So with the sweatband out like this, you can see it up here. Make sure that the snapback is behind these plates right here. And then we're gonna bring our hat over. And again, you're still pulling on the sweatband. And you're gonna place your hat just like this. So again, you're pulling your hat, your stabilizer stays here. It's gonna be loose, don't worry about that. So you're gonna notice that I'm sliding my sweatband right here, right between this plate right here. So you should be able to see these two holes. So that's where you want your sweatband to be. And you're just gonna let it rest right there. So again, that part's really important because it ensures that your sweatband doesn't fold in and get embroidered on. You don't want to embroider on your sweatband. All right, so next up, you're gonna bring your latch right here. And these teeth that we talked about earlier are going to go right between this black bill and this tan crown. So don't put it on the stitches, put it actually on the seam. It'll be resting on the seam. And then you're gonna latch your hat on the side. So you're bringing it around. Make sure that this piece is on the channel right here. And this little loose piece right here, you're gonna latch it right here. So to this guy. This right here. And that's what you wanna see. So then you're gonna start pulling it and you're gonna feel it lock. So that's how you know it has been latched. This is what it should look like. So these teeth are gripping right here. I see a lot of people in the beginning do this and think that their hat is secure. No, don't do that. It doesn't go here. It goes right here, right between the bill and the crown. So once you latch it, it's going to be tight. And that hat is not moving. And then taking a closer look at the latch, this is what it'll look like. So it's latched on. Right here. That's what you want to make sure it looks like. All right. And then coming back to this, I showed you how to latch it, but there's actually one more step you got to make sure that you're doing. So this right here, this arm right here helps you center your hat. To do that, I'm just going to loosen the hoop by just unlatching this right here. But you're going to notice this hat moved to the left. So to center your hat, bring this down right here. And always do it a little bit off to the left. So then when you latch, you're going to notice movement to the right. So that's why you always want to do it slightly to the left. Because once you latch, it'll be perfectly centered right here. So that's what you want to see. All right, and once that step is done, just move this arm back. And then to unlatch your hat, again, these three brackets, 1, 2, and 3, you're going to push them in. And it'll release the hat. And if you've done everything correctly, you're going to notice your hat is just like this. So this fabric should be movable back here and also back here. You want to look for this latch, the teeth gripping between the transition of the bill and the crown. So once that's done, you have successfully hooped your hat. And you are ready to embroider. Now, once it's done embroidering, to release the hat, all you got to do is flip this latch over. And then it'll release this right here. And you just take your hat out. And that is it. And then if you have more hats to do, just repeat the steps over and over. So I know hats can be intimidating for a lot of people, but honestly, the more practice you get in, the easier this will get. Hats are extremely profitable just because they're so cheap, and you can make really good margins on these. So I highly recommend that you get your practice in and start building that muscle memory so you can get these down really quickly. If this video was any helpful to you, please hit the subscribe button. It helps me keep making videos and cranking them out. If you have any questions on how to hoop a hat, maybe something I didn't go over, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. Thanks for watching.